जय नृसिंहदेव भगवान की, प्रहलाद महाराज की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की. Hare Krishna. So thank you everyone for coming to Bhaktivedanta Manor this Sunday afternoon. So there's plenty of things going on. Yes, thank you. So there's plenty of things to do here at Bhaktivedanta Manor. There is currently prasadam also being served in the Haveli. And at the just now we'll be having a class on the Bhagavad Gita here in the temple room. So just give us a few moments to set up. Class will be given by Her Grace Vrinda Kishori Mataji. So please do stick around. There's food for the body in the Haveli and food for the soul here in the temple room. And hope you have a wonderful evening and hope to see you again next week. Hare Krishna. Yeah, we have to get the
Are you setting up here? Yeah, that's here. So you can turn this way. This way. Bring your seat, please.
I think they're going to bring the seat for you.
Oh, I don't want the seat, but I can use a cushion.
Hello?
No, I'm good. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks.
I think we should do it.
Oh, is it? Okay. Oh, the sugar there. Okay.
You'll just have to
Why not?
take it.
You are- This is what we are here.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna. We're about to start the Bhagavad Gita class, but before we do that, we sing this very special song. It's known as the window to the spiritual world, so it's called Jaya Radha Madhava. So if you guys know the words, you can reply back. I think there's an old track by Jagjit Singh. Have you heard it? Jagjit and Chitra Singh. Jaya Radha Ma. So it's like that, but different tune. So if you can follow, that would be brilliant. It'll be very pleasing for Krishna. So we'll sing that first. Let me just try and lift this up a little bit. It gets us in the mood. It reminds us that we're going to be talking about Krishna. Jaya Radha Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tiravana Chari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki jai, jai. Okay, thank you all for coming to see Krishna and to hear about Krishna. And I'm especially really excited to see children here. Wow, you're sitting in a Bhagavad Gita class. That's amazing. That's amazing. And can I tell you a secret? I don't really give adult classes. I always do classes for children. So I'm a little bit nervous because there's a whole load of adults here. And then I saw you children and I got really excited. I thought, okay, I've got some of my people here. So, so nice to see you all. Okay, we are going to tell a story. But before that, we've got to say some magic words. We've got to, sorry, I do speak for children, so I'm going to... I've got to remember I'm speaking for adults today. But we put our hands together and we're going to say some special, an invocation. That's the adult way of saying it, but really, children, it's magic words. So I'm going to say it, and then you repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, this is the most difficult part. I have to read the Sanskrit. Okay. Shall I read the Sanskrit? Okay, let's try. Okay. Karpanya dosho bahata svabhava prichami tvam dharma samudachita yachriyasya nishchitam bruhitan me shishyashte ham sadimam tvam prapanam. So this is a text in the middle of the Gita, or quite close to the beginning. It's chapter 2, text 7. Now, before I begin by telling you what the translation is, what it means, I just want to check how many of you have a Bhagavad Gita at home, the Bhagavad Gita as it is. Yeah, you've got a Bhagavad Gita? Okay. How many of you have read the Bhagavad Gita? Oh, some of you all the way through or a little bit? You've started it. Who started it? You started it? Oh, brilliant. You've started it? Yeah? Okay, and I see a hand at the back there. You had your hand up. You read it? Yes. Oh, wow. Okay. And how many of you, even if you haven't read it, know what the Bhagavad Gita is about? Yeah, you know what the Gita is about. How many of you don't quite know what the Bhagavad Gita is about? Yeah? You know what? I was actually hoping there'd be some people that don't know what it's about. Otherwise, I've prepared a whole load of stuff there. So that's good, because I want to give people a recap just in case you're not quite sure what it's about. You know, we've all heard it's a holy book. We should all have one in the house. But how many of us really know exactly what it's about? So I thought I'll give a quick recap just to bring us up to the point of the Gita. So I was wondering how far back to go, because the Mahabharata is a very long thing. I don't know if you've seen the series. It goes back quite far. So I'm going to start with 3 brothers. Now, there were 3 brothers. 2 of them were sons of queens, but one of them was the son of a maidservant. So the 2 brothers that were sons of queens, if they're sons of queens, they are? Yes, they're boys, yeah. Sorry? Royalty, yeah, royalty. Oh, is that what you said, royalty? I thought you said boys. I was like, yes, sons are boys. But it does need to be clarified nowadays, but yes. No, but they were princes. And Vidura, the son of the maidservant, wasn't a prince. But these 2 princes, one of them was going to be king. Now, usually, which one, if there's 2 brothers, which one will be king? Will it be the oldest one or the youngest one? Yep. It would be the oldest one. Brilliant. Well done. But there was a problem, guys. Because you see, the oldest one, who knows what was wrong with the oldest one? Does anyone know? Yep. He was blind. Dhritarashtra was the name of the oldest one, and he was blind. So he couldn't see, and they thought, oh, God, he's not going to be a really good king. How's he going to protect the kingdom if he can't even see? Okay, we're going to give the crown to the second one, to the next one. Does anyone know what his name was? Yeah? Pandu. Yeah, brilliant. Oh, wow, well done. Yes, Pandu. So they said, okay, Pandu will be king. So he was crowned king. They had their children. Pandu had 5 sons. Yudhishthir, Arjuna, Bhim, Nakula, Sahadev, and Dhritarashtra, who was the blind prince at the time. He had many sons as well, over 100 sons. He had loads. But it was going to be Pandu's sons that were one of them. Yudhishthira Maharaj was meant to be king. But then something else happened. Something terrible happened. You see, it's full of adventure. It's not going to be straightforward. No. Because Pandu was king, but something happened where he died early. But his son Yudhishthira wasn't old enough to be king. So then they put someone else in place in the meantime. Who was king in the meantime? It was Dhritarashtra. They said, oh, Dhritarashtra, can you just hold the throne, look after the throne until Yudhishthira Maharaj is old enough to be the king? Now, Dhritarashtra was blind, and so he wasn't allowed to be king, yet he was king at the time, looking after the throne until Yudhishthira Maharaj is old enough. Oh, how do you think Dhritarashtra is going to feel about this? Nervous? Yeah? Scared? Anything else? Yeah? Sad? Yeah, he might actually be brilliant, yep. Worried? Okay, yep. I think he was actually feeling like, you know what, this isn't fair. I wasn't allowed to be king because they said I was blind, but I'm being king right now. And so I think, and because I'm the oldest, and I think my sons should be the next king, not Pandu's sons. Pandu's not even here. Why should his son be the next king? My son can see. He can be the next king. So even the sons of Dhritarashtra and the sons of Pandu, do you think they got along? They didn't get along. They were they had some rivalry. They had competition. They didn't quite like each other. But I think the Pandu's sons, the Pandavas, I think they were okay. They liked their cousins, but their cousins didn't like them back. They were so mean. They tried really bad stuff. They tried to kill the Pandavas. They tried so many things. Bhima was the strongest one. He was massive. They gave him a poisoned cake. They said, oh, here, have this cake. You're going to love it. And he ate the cake because he loved eating. He ate the poisoned cake, and then he fainted, and then they chucked him into a river. But then the river had some like poisonous snakes there. And luckily the poison from those snakes, when they bit Bhima, that poison interacted with the poison from the poison cake. And then he became even stronger. He was healed and even stronger. And they were like, no, that didn't work. So then they tried something else. They thought, okay, what else should we do? Okay, let's try and cheat them of their wealth. So they had a big gambling match. They said, oh, come on, let's have a nice gambling match, just a friendly game. But they were cheating. And then they made Yudhishthira Maharaj. They didn't make Yudhishthira Maharaj, but he got caught up in the game. He ended up gambling away all of his fortune, even his wife, Draupadi. And then they lost the gambling match because obviously the Kurus, Dhritarashtra's sons, they were cheating. So then the Kurus, they said, okay, we're going to bring Draupadi out. You're saying she belongs to us? They brought Draupadi out. And they said, we're going to disrobe her. They tried to take her sari off in front of everyone. In front of everyone. And it wasn't even just now. This was 5,000 years ago. The women were very chaste. They didn't like to show any part of their bodies. And she was a queen. She was a princess. She didn't want anyone to dishonor her. But in front of a whole assembly of men, they tried to dishonor her. But luckily, don't worry, somebody came to the rescue. Does anyone know who came to the rescue? Yeah? A prince? Oh, someone even more powerful than a prince. I'll give you a clue. He's standing over there. Oh, yeah, right at the back. Krishna, yes. You know what? At first, she tried to hold on to, she tried to protect herself. And she said, no. She was trying to hold her sari, but they were so strong. Dushasan was as strong as 10,000 elephants. There was no way she was going to win against that. So, and then she put one hand up, please, Krishna, help. But she was trying to call Krishna, and she was still trying to save herself. Krishna still waited. And then after a while, she just gave up. Krishna, please help me, help. And as soon as she did that, Krishna came and magically gave her an unlimited amount of sari. And they were sweating and they were getting tired. They were like, why? How much sari has she got? Saris are very long, guys. You should try it. They're very long, but this was an unlimited amount of sari. And she was saved. They even tried to make a massive house made of lac, which is a flammable material. And they said to the Pandavas, oh, come and stay in this house. We've got this lovely house made for you. And then they knew that actually it was made out of lac. And they were going to try and burn the house down. So they built a secret tunnel, and luckily they escaped. So there was a lot going on there. And all of that ended up culminating in a war, because the Pandavas thought, that's it, we're going to have to try and fight for our kingdom back, because Dhritarashtra did not want to give the kingdom back, and his sons definitely didn't want them to have the kingdom. So they were on the battlefield. There were the Pandavas, and then there were the Kurus, Dhritarashtra's sons and Pandu's sons, and they were about to fight. Now Arjuna, he was just about to, well, actually, before he did that, Dhritarashtra's son, he said to all of his army, he said, hey guys, I know they've got really powerful people and powerful weapons, but we're powerful too. He gave them a pep talk. Have you heard of a pep talk? A pep talk is when it makes you feel good, like, you know, usually before a basketball game or something, the coach says, we're going to win, yeah, and everyone goes, yeah, they're all very excited. So Duryodhan was saying to all of his army, we're going to win. I know they're strong, but we're stronger. That we've got Karna, we've got Ashvatthama, we've got Kripacharya, and they've got a lot of people as well. They've got Yuyudhan, and they've got the Pandavas and their sons and Drupad, but their strongest person is Bhima. And yes, Bhima's strong, but we've got Bhishma. And Bhishma Dev is even stronger. So we are going to win. And everyone's like really cheering. And they got so excited, they started to blow their conch shells. And they blew their conch shells, and all the other army people, they played all their instruments. It was like a big, you know, there's war cries. They've even got, in those days, they had war instruments as well. They played all these massive loud instruments, and it kind of makes the other army a bit scared, like, oh my God, oh, there's a big sound coming from them. So then, on the Kuru's side, on the Pandavas' side, they thought, okay, well, we're going to play our conch shells, blow our conch shells. Who's blown a conch shell before? Have you blown a conch shell? Yeah? You guys, you can get a conch shell from the shop. They're really cool to try and blow, and it's very auspicious. You might see when we do arti here, you might hear the pujari, he blows the conch shell. So Krishna had his own conch shell. But Lord Krishna, he wasn't actually fighting in the war. He was going to be driving Arjuna's chariot. So he blew his conch shell. Arjuna blew his conch shell. Bhim blew his conch shell. Everyone blew their conch shells. And they were just about to fight. Arjuna picked up his bow and arrow. And he was just about to shoot. And then all of a sudden, he said, Krishna, can you take me into the middle of the two armies? I just want to see who we're fighting. And Krishna said, okay. So he took the chariot, which had 4 white horses and a nice big flag. Had a picture of someone on the flag. Does anyone know who was on the flag? Oh my God, yes, you're right. Yes, it was Hanuman. Can you see Hanuman on the altar? He's sitting there sideways, praying to Lord Ram. So there was a picture of Hanuman, flying Hanuman, on the flag. So the flag was flapping in the wind as it was going into the middle. I think everyone else must have been thinking, hey, what's going on? We're meant to be starting a war. Why is he going into the middle of the battlefield? So he went into the middle of the battlefield. And then all of a sudden, he saw everyone who wanted to fight. It was every man that he knew. There were grandfathers, there were fathers, there were teachers, there were uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, fathers-in-laws, well-wishers. Every single person he knew was on the battlefield. And then he thought, most of them are going to die. Imagine that. All the people that you know, because of you, some of them are going to die, most of them are going to die. He started to get really scared, and he felt compassion. Not scared, he felt compassion. He felt really sorry, like, what am I doing? He started to shake. His limbs were quivering. What are limbs? Does anyone know what limbs are? Limbs, yeah? Huh? Kidneys? Oh, good guess, good guess, good guess. I like that you're really thinking about it. Brilliant. Legs? Oh yeah, your legs, your arms. Yep. Arms, yeah. They were quivering. Because when you get scared or when you're just nervous, you start quivering. Can I tell you something? This is the first Bhagavad Gita class in the temple room I've ever given. And so, before I came up, my limbs were quivering too. And I was like, please can there be children? Please can there be children? And then Krishna brought you guys along. I'm so happy. Then I'm not nervous when there's children. Okay, so his limbs were quivering. His mouth was drying up. Oh, my mouth was drying up too. I was like, I need water. I need water. So when you get nervous or you're a bit worried, your mouth starts drying up. His body was trembling. His hair was standing on end. Has anyone ever felt that? The hair on your arms standing on end? Usually it's when I'm cold. But he was really worried that the hair was standing on end. And I think it doesn't say that his hands were sweaty, but it must be because the Gandiva bow was slipping from his hand. He was still holding onto his bow, but it just kept slipping from his hand. Either he was sweaty or he just couldn't hold it any longer. His body was just giving in. His skin was burning. His mind was reeling. He was going crazy. And it's when it's just about to happen. He said, well, Krishna, I don't understand. I know they want to kill me. I know that the sons of Dhritarashtra want to kill me, but why would I want to kill them, even though I know they want to kill me? He's like, how can I be happy in killing them? The reason I'd be killing them is because I want a kingdom. But what's the point of having a kingdom if they're all dead? I want to share my kingdom with everyone. This is sinful. This is really bad. What am I doing? What am I doing? And he's like, I know they don't see it as bad, but I see it as bad. Two wrongs don't make a right, do they, guys? No. He's saying two wrongs don't make a right. They're doing wrong. And I should do wrong too. I should kill them as well. This isn't right. Traditions will be destroyed. Irreligion will grow. Women, they're going to be degraded. Oh my God, there's going to be unwanted children. Everything, the whole society is going to break down if all the men are killed off. My goodness. And all of this is just so that I can enjoy royal happiness, so that I can have a kingdom. This feels so wrong. It's better that they just kill me. I'm unarmed. I put my bow down and they just kill me. I think that's the best thing. He put his bow aside. He put his arrow aside and he sat down in grief. He was really sad. He was depressed. He was crying. He was tearful. Krishna said, why are you thinking like this? How have you started thinking like this? Come on, give up this petty weakness. Stand up, fight. How? He was really sad. Look at Bhishma, that's my grandfather. And Drona, he's my teacher. He taught me all this archery. And he's there. How can I kill them? They are worthy of my worship. I should be worshipping them. Oh my God, and if I killed them, I wouldn't want to live if I killed them. He loved his teachers. He loved his grandfather, and they loved him. It was a really complicated thing that was happening. So, Arjun was caught in a dilemma. A dilemma is when you don't know which way to go. It's a catch-22. So, should he stay and fight his cousins, his brothers, his uncles, all of them? Or should he run away? Should he go to the forest and live there and just spend the rest of his life begging? Because that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to just give up everything, go and beg in the forest. But then that means he's going to give up his being, his everything. Would anyone be prepared to leave their homes, leave their families, just leave everything and live in the forest by begging? It might sound at the moment like a good time when we're going through bad stuff. I just want to run away. But really, that means he was a warrior. Kshatriyas, oh my gosh, dishonor is worse than death. He's choosing dishonor. He's like, I'd rather be dishonored, known as the person that ran away from the battlefield, if that means that I don't need to kill them. So what do you think he should do? So if he came to you and said, this is my problem, guys. Shall I stay and fight or shall I run away? I do really feel like running away because I don't want to fight these people that I love so much. And I know my duty is to fight, but this feels wrong. I'm a very good warrior. I kill a lot. I'm very, very good. I'm a very good killer when I need to be. I'm not scared, but this just feels wrong. What should I do? What would you say? Yeah?
I would just go in the forest.
Yeah, you'd run away? Yeah? I think I would too. I don't think we are Kshatriyas. Yeah, I would run away. What about anyone else? Anyone else? What would you... Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, say that a little bit louder. You'd fight because... Oh, yeah. So you're saying you would fight. You'd rather not dishonor everyone else and yourself? Yep, someone else said fight. Who said fight? You said, oh, okay, yep. Anyone else? Okay. So now we come up to today's verse. That was a beginning bit. So now we're at today's verse. Fight? Oh, brilliant, fight. Okay. I personally would... I think I'd feel like, I want to run away. I don't want to do this. And actually, a lot of us are... It's funny that we're such a peaceful, known as a peaceful kind of community or religion. You know, for those that follow the Bhagavad Gita, we like peace. We don't want to fight. You know, and it's funny, our scriptures based on the Bhagavad Gita on the battlefield is quite funny. So here, he's really confused. This is what he does next. He speaks to Krishna, and Lord Krishna, and he says, now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I'm asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I'm your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. So he's really confused. And what does he do? He turns to Krishna. He says, Krishna, I don't know what to do. Can you help me? And usually when we open the Gita, the Bhagavad Gita, we want to learn from Krishna. We want to hear, what's Krishna telling us to do? What's Krishna saying? What's Krishna saying? But today we're very lucky because today we're learning from Arjuna. We're learning from him what to do when we come into a difficult situation and we don't know what to do. Who do we get help from? Oh, yeah, do we try and solve it all ourselves? We don't have to try and solve everything ourselves. We go and get some guidance. So here we've got a purport where Srila Prabhupada explains what... he's going to explain this translation a little bit more, so I'll try and... go into it. I'll try and explain as we go along. So Srila Prabhupada, this is Prabhupada here behind us. He's our founder Acharya. He wrote, so he translated the Gita for us, and then he wrote a purport. So he wrote a kind of a commentary on each text to help us understand, so we don't get so misguided. By nature's own way, the complete system of material activities is a source of perplexity for everyone. In every step, there is perplexity. Do you know what perplexity means, guys? It means confusion, right? It's when you're confused. It's the nature of this world that we will get confused over things. And therefore, he says, it behooves one. We don't use that word anymore. Behooves one. Have you ever heard your friends say to you, it behooves you to do this? Like, we have to kind of figure out, what does that mean? Because we don't really use that in our language anymore, but behooves, it just means you got to do it. You got to do it. There's just no other way. It behooves one to approach a bona fide spiritual master who can give one proper guidance for executing the purpose of life. So he's saying, in life, you're going to be confused. There's always going to be catch-22s. There's always going to be times when you're thinking, oh, what do I do? Do I do this or do I do this? Oh no, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You don't have to figure it out all by yourself. Actually, all the Vedic literatures tell us that you must approach a spiritual master. Get guidance from a spiritual master. All Vedic literatures advise us to approach a bona fide spiritual master to get free from the perplexities of life, which happen without our desire. It's funny because at the moment, we're always thinking like, oh, we need more, everyone's, trying to get more choice, have more choices. At the moment, it's a choice to be a boy or a girl. Or, there's all different choices like, oh, I need the freedom to choose. I need the freedom to choose. But sometimes choice is actually quite, it's quite confusing and binding, Sometimes it actually makes you feel a bit stuck. Like, oh my God, what do I do? Oh, everything's up to me. I always have to choose to do this or do this. But here, the Vedic scriptures are saying, just take guidance from a spiritual master, a bona fide spiritual master. So the perplexities are like a forest fire that somehow blazes without being set by anyone. Similarly, the world situation is such that perplexities of life automatically appear without our wanting such confusion. No one wants fire, and yet it takes place and we become perplexed. The Vedic wisdom therefore advises that in order to solve the perplexities of life and to understand the science of the solution, one must approach a spiritual master who is in the disciplic succession. A person with a bona fide spiritual master is supposed to know everything. One should not therefore remain in material perplexities, but should approach a spiritual master. This is the purport of this verse. So then he goes on to explain the reason that someone experiences confusion, why we get confused, why we don't know which choice to make. So this is really interesting. Now, I was so confused about this next bit that I'm going to read, and I had to speak to a lot of devotees. I had to speak to my husband about this, and I was like, hubby, what does this mean? Please tell me, oh Patidev. And so he explained it to me, so I can finally try to explain it to you. So let me just read what Srila Prabhupada says. Who is the man in material perplexities? It is he who does not understand the problems of life. In the Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad, the perplexed man is described as follows. He is a miserly man who does not solve the problems of life as a human, and who thus quits this world like the cats and dogs without understanding the science of self-realization. That really confused me. If you're suffering from perplexities, if you're confused in life, that means you're a miserly man. I was like, eh? What does that mean? Well, I'm a miser. What's that got to do with this? I really didn't understand. So I'll carry on reading, and then then let's see what actually I can hear what you guys think as well, and I'll explain what I think. So what I've understood from this. This human form of life is a most valuable asset for the living entity who can utilize it for solving the problems of life. Therefore, one who does not utilize this opportunity properly is a miser. On the other hand, there is the Brahmana, or he who is intelligent enough to utilize this body to solve all the problems of life. The Kripanas, or miserly persons, waste their time in being overly affectionate for family, society, country, etc., in the material conception of life. One is often attached to family life, namely to wife, children, and other members, on the basis of skin disease. The Kripana thinks that he is able to protect his family members from death. Or the Kripana thinks that his family or society can save him from the verge of death. Such family attachment can be found even in the lower animals who take care of children also. Being intelligent, Arjuna could understand that his affection for family members and his wish to protect them from death were the causes of his perplexities. Okay, guys, does anyone have anything to say about that? How is someone who experiences perplexities, someone that's confused in life, how are they a miser? Did anyone get anything from that? I found that really difficult to understand. I know, I'd be the same. I was really confused. For days and days, I was like asking different devotees, and I was like, no, but I really need to understand it. Okay, so let's start from what is a miser. Who's heard of the word miser before? Yep, you've heard of the word miser? Miser? Has anyone else heard of the word miser? Oh, he's a miser. A miser. Okay, do you want to tell me what you think a miser is? Someone really selfish? Okay, brilliant. And for you? Yeah, someone selfish, someone who shows weakness. Yes, these are characteristics of a miser. A miser, brilliant, thank you guys, thank you. A miser is someone that hoards money. They like to save a lot of money, but it's okay to save money, but they hoard it. They hold on to this money. No, I'm not going to share it out. Oh, you want some money? Oh, no. But they'll spend money. They won't spend so much on themselves either. They'd rather live a very, very austere life just so they can, oh, Hare Krishna. They'd rather just hold on to their money and live an austere life. And then maybe, oh, if I have to part with my money, okay, I'll give you £1 there so I can get this back. And they hold on to their money for the rest of their life. And then when they're old and weak and then they die, they've saved up all their money. That was a bit pointless, wasn't it? They didn't spend their money very wisely, did they? That's what a miser is. So I was wondering, how is it, if someone is confused about what to do in life, why are they calling them a miser? Oh, very well. My friend. Okay. How are they a miser? I really didn't understand what that meant. And then here, Prabhupada says that, if I can find it, it's a clue. It's a clue. This human form of life is a most valuable asset for the living entity who can utilize it for solving the problems of life. Now, guys, I've got something to tell you. What? Oh, okay. I'm glad we've got some interaction going on. Did you know we are not actually these bodies? Did you know that? Who didn't know that? Oh, okay, good. We've got one person. So it was worth saying that. Who are we? Who are we? Does anyone know who we are? Yeah? Yes, we are the spirit soul. And do you know whereabouts in our bodies we are actually situated? You got that one right. That was good, though. That was brilliant. Yep. Oh, some people think in the head. Very close. A little bit further down. Brilliant. A little bit further down. Boom, boom, boom. Yep. Oh, yes. Oh, brilliant. You guys are really good. Oh, I love this. I'm loving this interaction as well. You know, if it's just a sit-down class, it's a little bit boring, but I love it when we're interacting. I was so scared. I said, oh my God, if there's no children, the adults, they just don't talk. They just stare. They don't talk. But I'm loving this. I'm loving this crowd. You guys are brilliant. Thank you. You're making me feel less nervous. My mouth isn't drying up as much as Arjuna's anymore. I'm not quivering so much. Okay, yes. It's located in the region of the heart. And for many, many years, we've been traveling through different forms of life. Did you know that? I bet we were... What animal can you think of? Name an animal. Yeah? A monkey. Can you believe it? I was actually a monkey before this. Yeah? Oh, I was an elephant too. Yeah? A lion. I was a lion. Yeah? A cheetah. Yep. I've gone through all of them. Huh? A giraffe. Yeah? A dog. Oh my gosh. Yes, I was definitely a doggy. Huh? A donkey? Oh, wow. Yes, well, yes, unfortunately, I have been through all those forms of life. We need to go through all the different various forms of life. And it's very, very rare that we end up in a human body. So this is our most valuable asset. Because when we're in this human form of life, we can use it to find out the solution to the perplexities of life, to find out the solution to all this confusion going on. In all the other forms of life, we can't do that. But we can as a human being. But as a human being, if I spend my time trying to solve them by myself and spending a lot of time with my family, which is great. It's not that we run away to the forest and leave our families. No. We still look after our family. It is our duty. We still continue with our duty. But if we don't spend this human form of life really inquiring into the higher truths, inquiring into what is the purpose of life, what is the answer to solve all these perplexities? What is the choice that I'm meant to make? What am I meant to do in life? What is? Ask these questions. Ask these questions. Don't waste this human form of life. And that is a miser if we waste this human form of life just by living our day-to-day life and not asking these questions. By the end of our life, we've wasted it and we've got to go back again to all these other bodies. All these other animals, donkeys and dogs and what was the other ones? Elephants and monkeys and guinea pigs. Oh my gosh, I don't want to do that. I want to use this human form of life just to inquire, to find out, to ask. And even Arjuna, he's saying, I'm lost. I don't know what to do. I'm confused because of miserly weakness. He's calling himself a miser. He's like, I know, Krishna, I know I'm a miser right now because I don't want to, I know my duty is to kill them because that is the right thing to do because they are very wrong. And I'm a Kshatriya and I need to make sure everything in this world is right. It's my duty and I know it's what pleases Krishna. It's in the Shastras. I need to follow Dharma, but I can't do it because of miserly weakness. I'm so attached to this body. And because I'm so attached to this body, I'm attached to my friends and my family. I don't want to part with them. Although he could understand that his duty to fight was awaiting him, still, on account of miserly weakness, he could not discharge the duties. He is therefore asking Lord Krishna, the Supreme Spiritual Master, to make a definite solution. Okay, Krishna, you got to help me out here. I can't do it. He actually said, Krishna, I'm not going to fight. He put his bow down. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. and then he's like, okay, no, actually, he says it after this. Does he say it after? Wait, is there a Hare Krishna here? Oh, do you know if Arjun says it after that he's not going to fight or before? When he's saying that he's got all this weakness and I'm your disciple. I think it's afterwards. I remember it being afterwards that he says, Krishna, I'm not going to fight. I'm not doing it. And and I remember that was actually a really nice point, that you can still turn to a spiritual master. And it doesn't mean you have to just listen to everything they say. No, the whole point is to have conversation, to be honest with where you're at. I can't do this. This is my struggle. I don't want to do this. I just don't want to. But you must. But I don't want to. And then the spiritual master sees where you're at, and they will help you move on from that. So Yes, now he's turned to Krishna. He's therefore asking Lord Krishna, the Supreme Spiritual Master, to make a definite solution. He offers himself to Krishna as a disciple. He wants to stop friendly talks, because they were actually friends. They were very good friends. And he's like, now, can we not do this friend thing? I know we're friends and you're my chariot driver. You know, actually, a chariot driver is a really humble position. You know, Arjun, the way he would tell the chariot driver which way to go, do you know how he does it? Because he's too busy using his arms to fight, and he uses his eyes and his mouth to or maybe they can't even hear because it's so loud. He uses his feet to touch Krishna, to touch this Supreme Lord, to tell him which way to go. So they were really, really close. But he's saying, at this point, can we not just be friends? I want you to be my spiritual master. I'm your disciple. Please just tell me what to do. I know who you are. I know you're the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Please just tell me which way to go. Talks between the master and the disciple are serious. And now Arjuna wants to talk very seriously before the recognized spiritual master. Krishna is therefore the original spiritual master of the science of Bhagavad Gita, and Arjuna is the first disciple for understanding the Gita. How Arjuna understands the Bhagavad Gita is stated in the Gita itself. Oh, and I just wanted to say one thing. So I'm saying let's turn to Krishna. Arjun's turned to Krishna, right? But if we go and stand in front of Krishna, we say, Krishna, tell me what to do. Does he speak back? Krishna's not telling me. Everyone told me to ask Krishna and he's not saying anything. Now Krishna sends his representatives in the form of the spiritual master. So there's a very specific disciplic succession. You need to check that the spiritual master comes from the disciplic line, comes straight from Krishna. But also, are they bona fide in that, are they following all the vices? You need to test their character as well. And then they can instruct you, and they will be representatives of Krishna. Foolish, mundane scholars explain that one need not submit to Krishna as a person, but to the unborn within Krishna. There is no difference between Krishna's within and without. And one who has no sense of this understanding is the greatest fool in trying to understand Bhagavad Gita. So this is a last point that Srila Prabhupada is saying, that sometimes there is a philosophy that, just submit to the unborn within Krishna or submit to the energy of Krishna. No. Guys, Krishna is a person. He's a person, he's your friend. And even if you haven't found the spiritual master yet, you still speak to Krishna. Krishna works in magic ways. So much magic happens. So I know I made a joke that he doesn't speak back, but really he does organize he sends over the spiritual master to you. So yeah, actually there's a story with Dhruva Maharaj. He was looking for Krishna. And because he was looking for Krishna, Krishna sent him the spiritual master who showed him how to find Krishna. So it's all a little back and forth. But yes, you have the temple here to ask your questions. You have Krishna here. You have one. Actually, the reason for coming to holy places and going to the temple is to see Krishna, but also to associate with the devotees of Krishna. They're very, very special, and they can give you a lot of guidance. It's a very nice community here, and they're all here to serve and to guide. And I felt sheltered with them all, and I hope you all do too. And we've got through the Gita, not the Gita, no, the one verse, one verse, and that's finished. And so now we have 5 minutes for questions, if anyone would like to ask any questions. Oh, okay, we have a question. Oh, the big question. That was a cliffhanger, wasn't it? Did Arjuna fight or did he run away? Well, after the whole long conversation between Krishna and Arjuna, Krishna actually gave him a lot of philosophy and explained a lot to him. And then Krishna said, it's up to you now. So he didn't say, you have to do it. He was saying, come on, get up and fight. Give up this petty weakness. But at the end, Krishna said, I've told you what you should be doing, but it really is up to you. You decide what you want to do. And then Arjun thought, okay, all right, I'm going to fight. So he did fight. And guess what? He won. He won the battle. Yes. Woo! He won the battle. Brilliant. Okay. And there's a lot of stuff that happens after. Oh, it's a whole big long story. Oh, we have another question. Yeah. The sons fought as well. Yes, yes. They all did engage in battle. But do you know what? They were all Kshatriyas. They were all very fierce warriors. And they love fighting. They love fighting. And actually, for warriors, when they fight and if they die on the battlefield, they automatically get a place in the heavenly planets. So they love it. They think it's like their rite of passage. So yes, they did fight. They did fight. That was a brilliant question, guys. That's a brilliant question. This is the awkward part when we say, any questions? I know, usually I'm on that side and I'm like trying to think, oh, I need to ask a question. I feel sorry for the speaker. I need to ask a question. You do not need to ask a question if you don't have any questions. There's no pressure. I hope you enjoyed hearing about Krishna. Please, if you don't have a Gita, please get a Bhagavad Gita as it is. Please engage in hearing this. This is like associating with Krishna. It will bring you the answers to the perplexities of life. You have guidance from the spiritual master by reading this. Discuss it with your families. Read it with your families. It will change your life. So I think that's it. I think we're done. Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Wow. Very well. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes, that's fine. It's very high. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.